Your daily hour with me.
Yeah! Hey everybody, it's the program. We're on TV once again, once a day, every day. Turn on the machines, then we start talking. We're going to be here for
an
hour. That's right, here we go. It's Monday.
Of course we will.
All kinds of things. You just don't know what's going to come out of our mouth.
What's going to happen?
Wow, so we don't need the wireless microphone at all today. I guess we got...
Is that one working?
We got lucky.
Is Dan's working? No, it's not. That one doesn't work. We didn't get
I thought it was.
No, it's not working. We need wireless.
You guys be quiet.
No, that mic doesn't work. I know it doesn't work. That mic doesn't work. I'm telling you. You gotta believe me. So we need the wireless mic. We'll get out the wireless mic and we'll talk into it, and then that'll work. It's Monday. We're back, and Dan is back because it's Monday. Hi, Dan.
Is the wireless... Oh, yeah, I see now.
Yeah.
It's working.
Is the wireless working? It should be working.
Is it working?
It is, but I noticed that it was like red.
Is it red now?
No, it's not red now.
Well, keep an eye out.
Well, okay. I'll keep one eye on it.
Sounds like you're going to go shopping for batteries there, Carl. Yes?
Eventually.
Yes?
It was either, I guess, maybe a personal intent on me, but, you know, it's like, sometimes when I leave this building, I, like, forget to do stuff.
Yeah, what do you forget?
Like errands.
It is the bane of us all.
Yeah, you know...
Forgetting stuff.
Things that are obvious, they're obvious at the time that you're doing doing them, and then you go and then you forget them, and then you come back and you're like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that thing.
Right.
Right.
Left, or,
right.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Correct. How are you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, it's Monday Dan. Hello, Monday Dan.
Hello, everyday Carl. Hello, everyday Kenny.
Hi.
Well, it's really a feel for that walk through that one.
How was the week for you, Dan?
The week has been interesting and exciting, and at work there are continuing ongoing changes. We're mixing things up, and we're changing the way we do classes and programs and
protocols.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things are a little different, and we're all trying to figure out how that's gonna flow. So we're figuring out flow issues.
So you're finding your inner zen.
No, I found my inner zen long ago. It's just maintaining. That's the issue.
Maintaining your inner zen.
Yes, and so I'll just wear these sunglasses, and I'll be one with Pi Day.
It's Pi Day.
It is Pi Day today. 31416. Now, last year 3.1415 is the actual ratio number, but the number that follows 5 is 9, and so if you just do a slight bit of rounding, a little curvature, just a little curvature, then it's 16, and so it fits.
3.14159.
Yeah,
these are the numbers that make pi.
3.1417 won't work because that's way too much rounding. That's a big curve. It just curves right out of the equation.
So to celebrate this day, are you going to have lemon meringue, apple?
Oh yeah.
No, there's a chicken pot pie in the freezer. I'm gonna cook
enough.
when I get home.
Remember, we're just gonna think about circles.
Throw it in the microwave, and we'll have pie day.
There's battery. You gotta find the batteries. There's some around here somewhere. You gotta look for them.
I'll split with my girlfriend.
Look for batteries, Carl. Look for them around in the studio and the chairs and then under things, and maybe to your right.
Carl's gonna look for batteries.
Maybe to your right. Oh, we gotta find a battery.
Hurry!
Carl's gotta find a battery.
Find a battery. Well, we can share this mic if you like.
What'd you see on the streets, Dan?
More ducks.
More ducks.
Lots of ducks. And Yager Park, I will walk through Yager Park or along the side of it when I walk to work. And when there is water in it, it is filled with ducts, and when the water drains off, as it is designed to do, then it's filled with crows. Yes, and there are many crows, and crows are interesting birds. I like crows. There is a lot of folklore and legend and belief systems regarding crows, but I just don't,
That they're bad.
They're a bird. Crows are birds. They're just birds.
You don't think that they're inherently evil?
No.
Well, I heard that they do follow an agent from the Matrix, though, sometimes.
What?
Oh, that's right, the Matrix. Yeah. All crows have taken the blue pill, and they know. They know. They just know. Here's the thing with the Matrix. The one element that bothered me about the Matrix is that they used humans as batteries. They could have just as easily used pigs or cows or birds or rabbits or monkeys.
Yeah,
or
well, you gotta have a conceit in the movie to make... It's just a movie.
Still looking for batteries? What kind do you need?
Double A's.
Double A's?
Yeah, I think we have a pack somewhere. It's just a movie. What'd you see on the streets, Dan?
The birds.
Oh yeah, the birds. So what were the ducksing of the crows doing?
Well, the ducks are really interesting. The male ducks are the more colorful ones, and they...
No, not in the bags. They should be loose somewhere.
Really? Like behind the couch, or...
Yeah, somewhere.
Behind the couch? When's the last time you used these batteries?
In a while.
Okay, so they might be under here.
Yeah, well, Carl's gonna keep looking for batteries, and we're gonna keep talking.
All right.
What were the ducks doing?
Oh, well, they float in the water, and then they bob down, and they go nom 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 nom, and they nibble on whatever reeds or strands of green food of one kind or another, and then they tip back up, and they look around, and they do that. They bob up and down endlessly, forever and ever.
No ending, huh?
Yeah. But really, what I'd like to talk about is the Abercrombie Drive, the EM Drive, and Planet 9. And there's more. Yeah, more has transpired regarding Planet 9 since we last talked. And I didn't get to talk about Planet 9 last time because we were talking about all kinds of other stuff instead, which was at least as interesting, I would say. But did you find batteries?
I found an empty pack of batteries.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a battery, not a doctor.
Yeah, keep talking, man.
Okay, so first of all, there's always been a suspicion that there are more gas giant planets or planets of some kind, actual worlds as big as Earth or bigger or something like that. They've always suspected it, but they haven't found anything. And it's really interesting. There's Mercury and its orbit, and twice as far out from the sun is Venus, and twice as far out as that is the Earth, and twice as far out as that is Mars, and twice as far out is Jupiter, and twice as far out of that is Saturn. But after Saturn, things change. Like, for instance, Mercury is like 0.6 AUs, and 1 AU is 1 Earth-Sun distance, 93 million miles, or about 150 million kilometers, something like that. So it becomes a standard unit, 1 AU. So the Earth is 0.6, and then Venus is 0.85, 0.8, I think. No, wait, no, I lied, sorry. Mercury's 0.4 AUs.
Try this one.
If you leave me a message with your name and number, I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thanks.
Yeah, it's 0.4, sorry, I lied, 0.43. Does that work? Is that working?
Hello, Freddy.
Is that working?
Hello?
Is that working?
Is it working? Hello, Freddy.
Testing.
It might be. Hello.
Is it,
It's green.
tap it. Tap. Hey. Hello? Keep tapping, Carl.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's working.
Is it working?
Yay!
Yeah, okay, talk now, Carl. Talk.
Hello?
Oh, good. We got it working.
Excellent.
Well, I just tried to call Freddy.
Carl, stop tapping.
So
Start talking.
So anyway, the Earth is 1 AU, Mars is 2.5, Jupiter is 5, Saturn is about 10, and then after Saturn, then there's Uranus, which is 20, and Neptune, which is 30. So the orbital distance stopped doubling after Saturn, and they kind of settle in. And they figured there was a planet orbiting at 40 AU, but they found Pluto, and they didn't find any large planet. And they thought, well, maybe 50 or 60 or something like that, but they have not found, they have not found any planets beyond Neptune. And there's always been this suspicion that there are other planets like Neptune or Uranus or something like that. But despite all the searches for planets, they have found nothing. And then a couple of researchers started doing some looking because we have probably...
Don't see that number at the top of the screen.
We probably have... There we go. We probably have 30 or 40 now, maybe 50. They're called Kuiper Belt objects. And these are little worlds about the size of Pluto, maybe a little smaller. What?
That's a reminder for me.
Congratulations.
Okay, that's a reminder to go get batteries.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay. Oh, on top and beneath. Yes, you're never going to get batteries until that wears off. Well, anyway, so there's
just tomorrow in the shower.
All these Kuiper Belt objects, little worlds like Pluto, or much, much smaller. Some of them have moons, some don't. Some are shaped like they're round, and some are kind of oblong. Some are reddish, some are darker. Just all kinds of different these worlds. And so one researcher was like, geez, the orbits of these little worlds are all kind of in the same line. They're kind of shaped similarly. And then these other they're called Kuiper Belt objects. They're just little worlds like Pluto, tiny little ice balls. And there was a group of those in a similar orbit. Like if our planet had a flat plane, right, a disk, these planets are orbiting at I think 30 degrees, and there's a group of them, and they're all kind of orbiting along the same line in the same plane with each other. And then there's another group at another 30 degree angle. I think it's 30, it might be 60. I have to read more because I've read different things and it kind of says different stuff, and I haven't read any single piece that describes the whole thing. I've been reading this in piecemeal, right? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I've been trying to piece it together in my head. Well, anyway, so these two researchers studied these orbits and how they're all kind of this little group of little Kuiper Belt objects are orbiting this way, and another group is that way. And why would they be doing that? And so this one guy,
Freddy.
Hey, Freddy.
Hey.
Hey, Freddy. Hey, Freddy, you at home?
Here. I'm at home.
Do you have any AA batteries?
Yeah, I do.
You do? You think how long is that one gonna last, Carl? Our batteries are dying. You think we can get those batteries from you?
What batteries for what? The
wireless.
Double A's for the wireless microphone.
Oh no! You need them tonight?
Maybe Carl can go run over and grab some and come back.
Right. I'll
You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Right on.
I'll get off the phone.
Can we send Carl over there?
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, take the mic with you.
Code, or is he gonna call me or something? Maybe.
He would be over there in like 5 minutes. Or
Yeah.
something.
Why don't Carl's gonna go now, and then you'll see him.
Okay. Are they the rechargeable batteries that or is it just regular batteries?
Whatever AA batteries you got.
Yeah, they're dollar store.
Okay. How many do you need?
One.
Just one.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah, just one. Then Carl. Then you can go get more. So take that mic with you, and then when you come back, when you're getting close, you can turn it back on, and then we'll know that you're coming. Like when you.
That'll be cool.
When you're close to outside. Yeah. Out already.
Yeah, when you get below the window.
All right.
So when you're close to here, you can turn it back on, and then you can say, "I'm here. I'm at the door." Like when you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll go let you in or something.
All right, Carl's coming to get batteries.
All right.
Kristen doesn't want me to give you the batteries.
Yeah, we need to pack them.
She says we need them, but I'm gonna give them to Carl.
Why do you
I'm gonna
need
give
them?
him one battery.
Do you need them?
I'm gonna give him one battery. We're gonna get more. We're leaving on Friday to go on our trip, and we need some batteries. We'll have plenty of batteries.
Are you worried about your batteries, Kirsten? I'll get you some more tomorrow.
Kirsten, he'll get us some more tomorrow. He says. No, you don't need to do that. I'm gonna get more. She's just
Hi, Kirsten.
being a little protective of the batteries. He says hi.
Thanks for putting up with us, Kirsten.
I don't want Freddy to leave.
He's not gonna leave. Carl's coming to you.
Freddy said we'd go to bed early today.
Carl's coming to you, and then he's gonna get the batteries. So it'll only be in a minute. He's gonna be over there, and then that'll be it.
Well, then tell Freddy to go to bed early today because he said he was gonna, but then he started looking up stuff in 2004.
Oh, Freddy, you gotta go to bed early. Sleep is important.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll make sure to do that.
Well, what happened in 2004 anyway, since you were looking it up?
I looked at this big old list. I read it. Did you get my voicemail?
Oh, no, we didn't play the voicemail yet. We called you immediately because we need for batteries.
Oh, I see.
So we'll just listen to those messages for that. Is there anything in the messages that aren't there?
Yeah. I like starting it this way. I should have started it here to begin with because it's kind of fun. Did you know that 2004 was when Ken Jennings became like the longest running Jeopardy champion of all time?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
He had 4 consecutive wins on the show.
Yeah.
And then when he finally went. Oh, did you see some of that?
I did. I was watching it. I was watching a lot of Jeopardy during that time. When he lost, it was kind of a fluke that he got unlucky one time and lost.
Yeah, like he's an incredibly knowledgeable person. Everyone, he's like very good for that show, almost too good. He was the money that he won. He had more money than anyone has ever won, even today on a TV like contest program.
Wow.
He still like has the most amount of money ever won.
There's millions.
What? Okay. Then there was a couple other things I didn't mention in the message. Oh yeah, the TV shows Pimp My Ride and Project Runway, which I really like Project Runway, and there's like a part of me that enjoys watching people's cars get turned into these ridiculous like non-car things.
Yeah, on that show they souped up the cars, but they never fixed the engines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had like these barely functioning cars with a bunch of TVs in them.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
The car looked great, but it didn't quite run so well.
And then that of course also adds to the whole thing that they're probably gonna like, be objects of theft. Like people are likely to steal them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the other message worked. I don't really want to repeat it just because then it'll be twice. So maybe saying things twice is okay.
Is there one particular?
I'm looking for Carl. Oh wait, is Carl there?
He should be.
Probably.
He blew up.
Is there one?
I'm on the corner here.
Is there one?
There he is. I found him.
Is there one particular?
Carl, you want to hear Carl on the phone?
Yeah.
Here's Carl.
Hello.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl. It's nice to hear you on the phone.
Hi.
Hi.
Here's a battery, Carl.
Okay, cool.
I just handed Carl a battery.
Good.
Oh, hey, Freddy, pick a number.
Oh, I drove.
Oh, Carl drove.
What? Why did you drive?
Why did you drive?
I'm confused.
It's 2 blocks.
I don't know.
Freddie should pick a number for the dice
It might
roll.
have taken longer for Carl to drive than to not drive.
Yeah, I think so.
I knew he would drive. Of course
Carl
he would
took the
drive.
battery and back.
You know, when I go to places with people, I don't drive a car, and if there's like a place where like in a complex and there's like a restaurant or a store that's like 2 or 3 blocks away or even in the next complex over, I always say, let's just leave the car here, walk over there, and then we can come back. Everybody's like, what, are you crazy? We're going to drive there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I love my parents, of course, everyone does, but they're the kind of folks that will do that too. They'll just drive to the spot, even when walking. I mean, it's not even an inconvenience.
It's also this thing like people are always trying to get the best parking spot.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I gotta park real close. Like, I drove all the way here. I don't want to walk this extra, like, quarter mile or whatever it is, like, across the parking lot.
Or 30 feet.
Yeah. It's like they're waiting and everybody's,
feet.
like, waiting. There's parking spots in the back, but people are, like, waiting in the front for other people to leave so that they don't have to walk it.
Yeah, when I drive, I just park at the first one that is easiest to see. I don't try and get real close because I will drive around the parking lot looking for that close spot for way, way longer than I would if I just parked initially and just walked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not saving yourself time and you're cheating yourself out of exercise too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'll just walk.
All right.
How's the production end going?
Oh, it's going good. Gotta get, I'm getting prepared to catch up with everything for the, my little trip away. And I don't have Thursday's episode 2000 quite edited all the way yet. So I'm going to try to finish that maybe tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday.
How'd it go overall?
I think it went overall very good. It was, we could hear everything really well from the microphones, you know, on stage.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun that it goes out to the other bar, and you actually get to see the bartenders of the East Side getting a shirt, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, there's really no complaints. It's a great episode, a lot of fun.
Good. All right, well, maybe you should go to sleep.
Yep, I think I'm going to go to sleep now.
All right, Kirsten, can she hear me?
No, she can't.
Can you put her on the phone for a minute, or does she don't want to talk?
No, I'm in the other room and she's in bed.
Hello?
Oh, Carl's outside.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Carl is back.
Hello?
You can hear Carl. I can
Echo.
hear too.
Hello?
Yeah, so just tell her
Hello?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Okay, bye.
I will. Bye.
Carl, keep talking.
Keep talking,
Hello?
Carl.
Hi, Carl.
He can't hear us,
Hello?
though.
Oh, yeah, that's funny, though, but it's working.
We can hear
Hello?
you. He can't hear us.
You can hear his keys. You can hear his keys jingling now. Okay.
Hello?
Okay, hang it up, Freddy.
Hello?
Bye.
Okay, she says you better be sorry.
I am. I said so. That's not a very polite way to say that, to accept apologies. But don't tell her that.
I wouldn't be too
Hello?
sorry. I don't be sorry.
Hello?
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know how sorry I am now after that response, but I was sorry.
Hello?
But, okay, bye.
Hey, do you want to pick a number first before you go?
No. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Does this microphone work?
It works. We could hear you talking
outside.
when
Your
you came
first
up,
hello.
you
You said hello, and I think... when's the first time you said hello? Were you still in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it worked all the way.
But it doesn't matter. I'm here now. Ready to do info time, I guess. I don't know.
Dice game.
Or, well, we need to do that first, I guess.
So let's get out some pens.
Totally we need to do that. What was I thinking?
We're going to get out some pens here. We're going to write numbers down in our hands between 1 and 6.
I mean, apparently I wasn't thinking at all, which, that's great. Or maybe not. Great, but...
So what was I
Planet
saying? So Planet, X, I guess. It kind of comes in the face of the controversy. I say Planet 9. Everyone thinks of Pluto as Planet 9, where Pluto was demoted to a dwarf planet. It is now a planet in its own classification called dwarf planets. And so it's a planet, but it's not a planet.
Look, color overlays.
That isn't a planet.
Color overlays?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So anyway, this planet is going to be a great big thing. And so these scientists, they correlated these two groups of Kuiper belt objects that are all orbiting in these interesting orbits together. Kind of like they're lined up in two different things. Number one. Did you choose number one?
No, nope. I have a 2.
4.
Okay.
Everybody lost.
So this event sparked a lot of interest because there are a lot of scientists that want to corroborate their findings, and what they did is they found this planet indirectly. There's all these little objects that are orbiting in a particular way, and another group that are orbiting in a particular way. And so they did some computer simulations. What would make these little Kuiper belt objects, or Kuiper belt objects, what would make them all orbit, kind of like lined up the way they are? They're all kind of along the same plane. Well, if there were a planet orbiting somewhere between 10 and 20,000 AU distant, or in an orbit that took 10 to 20,000 years away, that's 600 or so AU average in distance, then that would explain these orbits of these little objects orbiting around. And so they projected kind of like the mass and the orbital, more or less the orbit of this object that would affect these little icy worlds in the way they do. Okay, and that was last week or 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And so since they did that major announcements, other research groups have been looking at the orbits of other Kuiper belt objects to see if they are behaving in similar ways. And indeed, they found a third group of little Kuiper belt objects that are also orbiting in this wonky orbit. And the best way to explain this is the influence of a planet orbiting, and this orbit is now refined at 17,000 years. Every 17,000 years, this thing moves around and it influences these little objects. And so they're refining more and more the kind of orbit this planet has, and there are areas where other researchers are looking. And if you're a planet and you're orbiting 600 AU, you're really not going to move very fast against the background stars. You're not going to move much at all. And we have only been watching these Kuiper belt objects for 20 years. And so a planet in a really, really, really wide orbit is only going to move a tiny, tiny amount. And it's going to be extremely faint. It will be visible in the infrared range rather than the visible light range. And so there have been, several dozen surveys of the sky along the ecliptic, which is the plane of the plane where the planets orbit. And but no one has spotted anything moving really. And if it did move, it would be ever so slightly. And so now they're looking at these photographs again. Only they're looking for a specific kind of thing. So they figure it's out there, and I give them about 6 months or so before they'll spot it. before they'll be able to characterize this planet and what it looks like. But yeah, we'll have 9 large planets, and probably anywhere between 500 or more Kuiper Belt objects. And that's the reason that Pluto was demoted. What they did is they just stuck it in a different category, and it's called a dwarf planet, and both dwarf and planet are given a lowercase, whereas Earth, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune have a capital P for planet.
Okay.
So it lost the capital letter, and so it. So it's technically something else. So it's called a dwarf planet, but it is treated as if it's not a planet. That it's a small icy body that does not have a very significant in any way gravitational effect on the orbit that it's in. And the idea is that you get to call it a planet if it kind of clears a path, if there are no other objects similar to it in the same orbit.
Okay.
So that's how we get the capital P planet and the small p planet.
Okay.
Yeah, small p, capital P. Yeah. So anyway, I will probably have more news next week regarding more information, because everyone's really excited. I mean, we have found well over 2,000 planets directly and indirectly orbiting other stars, and some of these planets are way out there. Way out there. Procyon. It's a star that's about 10 light years away, and it's really young, and we've taken photographs of the planet, and we've spotted a couple of planets orbiting it. And when you're looking at a star and looking at planets going around it, and you're using visible light, right? You're not using the radial velocity method, which basically tracks a star wobbling due to the gravity and motion of planets going around it. There are about half a dozen different stars that we've gotten images of, and we can see this planet orbiting around it. But these planets that we see have to be far enough away from their parent star for us to be able to get a sense that they exist. You know, because the light of the star itself outshines anything at all, and so you've got to have a planet quite a ways away from the star for us to be able to take a picture of it. So we've gotten pictures in Procyon as well, and this planet is like 800 AU or something. It's a ridiculous distance, and it's a big giant Jupiter too. It's a Jupiter-sized planet, but it's orbiting way far away from the parent star, and it's kind of elliptical, meaning not perfectly circular. And they've seen a bunch of these, and so it's raised speculation that, you know, maybe we do have another planet, like a big Jupiter, Neptune-sized planet orbiting, but it's not like another 10 AUs or another 20. It's more like 100 AUs further, 100 times further.
But it still counts as our solar system.
Yeah.
So why not just call our solar system what it is, and then have all this other stuff just be extra stuff, and we can't just leave the solar system the same? Like it's still accurate. Like everything we learned in school before was accurate, and so now it's like they're like, oh, but we're adding all this stuff. So like, can't they just continue to teach the same things?
Well, in traditional astronomy, beginner's astronomy, you say there are 9 planets, so there are 8 planets, and these first 4 are rocky terrestrial planets, the rocky planets.
But still, it's like the 9 planets, or are still the main planets, right? Are they not the main planets?
Well, here's the thing: if you count Pluto, you have to also count Sedna. You need to count Quaoar. You need to count Makemake.
So what?
You have to count, and
why did they find Pluto first?
Well, they were looking for an object. They noticed that Neptune's orbit is a little wonky.
Yeah.
And they figured, okay, something is affecting it gravitationally, and scientists predicted that it should be, at the time at least, it should be another Neptune-like planet and orbiting right around where Pluto is.
But Pluto's too small to be a Neptune-sized planet.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So that planet is still out there?
Well, it looks like it's like 600 AU instead of 60.
And it's affecting...
Right? They were looking for a planet like Neptune or Uranus that was another 10 AUs
But instead it's
further
like
up.
many planets that's causing it to be wonky?
Well, every year we would have to update the astronomy magazines with regard to the number of planets, because if we counted these Kuiper Belt objects that kind of look like planets, they're like Pluto in some way, then instead of 9 planets we would actually have 50 or 60.
Carl, get that camera. Look at this.
No.
Where's the... Yes, Dan. Uh-huh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So we would have 60.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So every year we would just add planet after planet after planet to the list of planets.
Okay.
So this year there's 15, next year there's 17, next year there's 22, next year there's 23, next year there's 28, that sort of thing. And so for whatever reasons they decided, they figured, well, we'll just call it a dwarf planet, and if it doesn't count as an official planet, we'll be able to say the solar system has 8 planets, and then a big pile of Kuiper Belt objects. They're little, they're like asteroids. They behave and look like asteroids, only they're made out of ice, predominantly. So that's why they decided that. And so what they can do is they say there's four traditional terrestrial planets, and there's 4 traditional gas giant planets, and then there are these dwarf planets, and here's a big long list of all the dwarf planets.
Okay.
And so that's kind of why they did it, just for organizational sense.
Yeah.
But they could have made dwarf planet capital letters, right?
Yeah.
And just reiterate over and over again that the Earth is a terrestrial planet and the gas giants are gas giant planets. And in the case of Pluto or Sedna or Quaoar or Makemake, or a few the others, Haumea, that's another one. They are like asteroids, and we consider them, but they're not planets, and so we'll say, oh, they're
better go out again.
Planets.
Which battery is that? The Freddy battery? It's out. It didn't work. It's not working. Yeah.
No.
No.
It's not working.
It's not working. You can go back to our battery.
Yeah.
See if the program battery is working better than the.
Well, who knows what's going on?
So that's why they did it. And it makes sense to me organizationally.
Yeah.
But they could have just as easily put capital letters on dwarf and planet. And then Pluto would still be a planet. People wouldn't be all upset. It's like, oh, it's a dwarf planet as opposed to a terrestrial planet or a rocky planet, as opposed to a gas giant planet. It's just a different classification of planet. And they could have easily done it. But with the capital P, it becomes, something more magnificent or something. And if we give it a lowercase p, then the dwarf planet status is its own category.
I'm sorry to interrupt your little spiel, but this has limited residual power, so I'll just turn off the microphone, I guess.
When you're not talking?
Well, probably at all, or if I need to talk, I need to switch between one battery and another, I guess, or something. Who knows? But
does that only take one battery?
It only takes one battery. Anyway, continue, Dan.
So there are about a dozen Kuiper Belt objects that we have named, and they're traditionally named after some god or goddess, or demigod, or semigod, or something like that. So I'm curious to see what kinds of name suggestions come of this planet that we'll likely discover in about 6 months. So we'll
Roman
see.
stuff, right? We're gonna run out of Roman names eventually, or what?
Oh yeah, we have long since run out of both Greek and Roman names for things.
Really? So what are
Oh
they,
yeah,
what
yeah,
are they doing now?
because there are thousands of asteroids, and they were all given Roman-based names.
Oh, okay.
And so now that we're doing the outer solar system, this Kuiper Belt that extends for hundreds and hundreds of AU, all they have are number categories, number definitions. And so
they just dropped the whole Roman thing. They're just going with like planet X5247.
yeah.
Yeah, all right.
You can't tell me that, Kenny's not a Roman name because it's spelled with Roman letters.
I can. It's not.
Okay, I'll buy that for $1.
I won't.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's okay because I don't have $1 to give.
So these Kuiper Belt objects do not have Roman nomenclature on them. Sedna, Hamia, Maki, that's a Hawaiian god. Hamia is another Hawaiian god, I think it is.
So they're just doing all cultures gods now.
Yeah. And at some point, there will be a planet out there, and they'll say, "I shall name you Shiva."
Jesus.
And then that
John.
asteroid is named of John Webster.
Yeah.
Or Kenny.
Yeah, you're gonna start. People are gonna start bidding for names eventually. Like, why not?
Yeah, well, there's also people that are really itching to name planets outside our solar system, orbiting other stars, and so every once in a while, the Astronomical Association will say, we aren't accepting names for planets because we don't know if there are more of them, and it may not be the only one, and this one is not special, and we're not sure if we like the name, and does it fit with some mythology of some past religion. Yeah, that's what they do, is they pick dead religions that don't exist anymore, and there are so many things out there that doesn't work out. Not so well. Doesn't work out as well, and it doesn't necessarily make sense, but...
Well, Roman religion is not dead because people still live in Rome.
Yeah, but they don't do like the whole
well, there's no gladiator fights.
Polytheism, many gods, crazy story church anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably in a week or two, there will be more news about this planet as they characterize its orbit and figure out whereabouts it is. And these initial two scientists said, well, we figure it's somewhere in this part of the orbit or here. And so you can limit your search for where this thing is.
Yeah.
And really, to see it, you need some really huge, gigantinormous telescopes to be able to see it. So, and there's only 4 or 5 on the whole planet. So, and there's all kinds of universities and organizations that book time on the telescopes, these big ones, and so they'll have to set time aside to look. But Hubble should be able to find it. There's a couple other orbiting satellite probes with telescopes on them that could pick it up, and there's a few on the ground that could pick it up. But most of them, the telescopes themselves aren't big enough to be able to gather enough light to be able to see it. They figure it's so dim. So.
All right.
Yeah.
And is that a new thing? Is it, or
Yeah. This happened 3 weeks ago. They did the formal announcement 3 weeks ago. So this is brand new. It's very exciting, and it's on par with the times. That's for sure.
So what's the point of looking at all this stuff? I mean, it's there. Maybe it's good to know about it, but really, how's that going to help anybody?
Well, I think you would want to know who crashes into you before it crashes into you. Maybe.
Is that why, though?
Sure.
I'm not sure if I really want to know that.
Well, I want to know. I want to be able to praise to the oncoming Kenny planet before it kills me.
Yeah, but is that why? I mean, no, we're not worried about getting hit by these planets or anything. Like, I don't know what the applied this like how we're gonna apply the knowledge of finding planets to help our lives.
Well, it would be indirect at best.
Yeah.
There's one element is technology spin-offs.
Or astrology.
Yeah.
No, I would say not astrology.
Well, I mean,
it's got to be science-based.
You know, like there's a place that Mars exists, and then it's going to be like Mars rising or Jupiter rising, or you've probably seen.
Oh, astrology?
Those charts about planet rain or whatever.
Yeah, I don't believe astrology a bit. I don't. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I think it's bullshit. Is because there are dozens and dozens and dozens of books on astrology, and each is by a different author, and they all have their own take about what it means and how it should look and all this sort of thing. And they just end up...
And they're all correct.
I don't know about that, but they're definitely... There's issues.
All right. That's who are you? What's going on?
Okay, so there's been another development called the EM drive.
Now it's info time.
Hour-long hyperlife colon that's recorded every day. Oh, sorry. Every day.
365 days.
365 days a year and 366 days on leap years. A year. YDHWM began on September 19th, 2010, not a week. Tapes a week in advance, so if you're watching this on TCTV, Channel 22 at 11:30 p.m. this episode taped on the same weekday the previous week. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., this episode taped on the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on YouTube.com. Anyone could come on the program, especially you. We rely on the community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384. Leave a message, we will return your phone call when we can. Hello, Dan?
We'll call you back if we feel like it, and if we like you, and if it's convenient. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah. We got some messages. I think Freddy's going to tell us about.
Oh yeah, I want to hear that.
More a little bit.
And then I'll tell you about the Abercrombie drive and the EM drive.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
That's what I was going to say. Abercrombie and Fitch.
Not.
Can you buy this in the store?
It's a different Abercrombie.
I want to get.
You guys are fucking fat retards. Keep up the good work. You're making me feel better about myself.
Oh.
Anytime, my pleasure. Let's call them back.
Okay.
That was so uncalled for, but.
It was called for.
Okay.
I gotta find a regular pen. Do you see a regular pen in this mess of craziness? Here's one. I found one.
Good, because I don't have any eyes to look for.
Well, I for one don't believe that I'm overweight or am I developmentally disabled. I would say that.
Yeah, you're kind of thinnish.
He was just saying words that are harsh just because, just because.
He can.
Yeah.
Because it's public access.
He's probably not expecting a call back.
Yeah, maybe not.
Those are the best. And they're like, wait, what?
A lot of these people are watching at the East Side Bar, and not hearing us and only seeing
Is the
us.
program on at the East Side
Yeah,
Bar?
I've been
Yeah.
seeing it there.
Yeah,
Really? Like regularly? Every night?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Oh, that's great.
So shout out to the patrons out there.
Yeah, thanks East Side Bar.
What?
The bartender over there at the East Side.
Yes. Thank you, bartender.
Yeah.
At the
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3 6 0 5 2 9 7 9 3 9 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Oh, I'll leave,
Just generally.
I'll leave you a
Where's
message.
the little mic? That one.
This is your daily hour with me,
Yeah,
calling you back.
And we're saying hello.
We got your message. We reflected upon the things that you said, and we decided to call you back.
Okay. Is that one working? The little one?
Do you want me to use the little one?
Yeah.
You want me to use that one?
That one's working a bit?
It's closer to me. Or I'm closer to it. But the cord, where the hell is...
Yeah, but you need to twist the cord, and sometimes...
I can do that.
Well, the cord is kind of like...
Do you want me to use it? Do you want me to give it a shot?
No, I'm good.
How about now?
I'm good.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Tap it.
Hello.
Tap it. Oh yeah. All right. Well, it's quiet. It's quiet, but it's there.
Hello.
Bartenders.
Yeah. So.
Well, here. Let's keep doing with these messages.
All right.
Carl agrees.
It sounds like a pocket dial.
Yep. Someone dialed us with their ass. Yeah, you can hear the ass rubbery right there.
Yum, huh, Carl? You want to eat an ass?
I'm not doing that grab ass sort of. No.
Yeah, I just.
I'll keep myself away from that subject like a 10-foot pole.
I would just love to make.
Hi, kiddies. This is Dan.
Hey,
Dr.
Dan.
Kiddies. Marilyn came back.
Oh, what?
Marilyn Monroe came back, and she knocked at the door. She knocked at the door, and I answered it.
I don't believe it.
She said to me that she heard that I was sick.
This is in.
She heard that I was sick, and I got away from. She told me she hitchhiked all the way from Hollywood.
Inconceivable.
And to help me, and she told me that she'll never leave again. She'll never leave again.
Really? Well,
Incredible.
She'll never leave again.
I thought I was sending you.
So isn't that great? Marilyn's back. Marilyn's back.
I thought I was sending you over a post, man.
She wants her own job back.
I want to talk to Marilyn.
She wants her own job back.
I want to talk to Marilyn.
Help her. I want you to help her out.
All right. I'll help her.
Hire her back. I want her as my nurse.
I guess Dan.
He's coming back. Bye.
I'll give her a back scratch. I'll scratch her back.
Dan, you believe in second chances? Because I don't know about second chances for Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, sure. I believe in third chances, too.
All right.
In some cases.
I believe in 333rd chances.
If the grievance that makes you ponder, oh, did they deserve a second chance? If the grievance is not so grievous.
Third power of 330.
Then, yeah, they get a second chance. But if their grievance is really grievous, then only 1 second chance.
How grievous is your grievance?
Well, it just depends. If there was mild insulting, then maybe they get a second chance. If the insults are harsh and cruel and continuous, then nope. No second chance.
The mailbox belonging to
Dan Douglas will no longer accept new messages this time. Leave a call back number, press 5. We'll probably call back in later.
New messages at this time. To leave a call.
Oh man, not taking the messages. We need to say 3.1416.
Yeah, but Dan's going to call us in a couple of days saying, why haven't you called us?
Yeah, Dan, we're trying to call you, but it's not working. You can't leave a message even.
Oh, boy.
How frequently is he told to clear up his voicemail so he can receive calls?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Dan doesn't know about voicemails or about
Is this a willful ignorance or just general? He just doesn't know about this sort of thing.
I would call it just more of a Dan understanding.
Not paying attention, or just not caring, or not understanding, or some combination of all three.
Yeah.
Of all three, and probably a fourth.
Episode 2004. So here are the things
Okay,
that
here we go.
In the year 2004. 2004 in review. It was a leap year, which also means, as we learned, it's also a presidential candidate election year with John Kerry versus George W. Bush. We all happen to know that end of the year, George W. Bush wins again for another 4 years. Believe it or not. The UN also declared the year 2004 as the year of rice, whatever that means. This was the year that Facebook launched, but it was only for college students and universities and stuff. And Google released Gmail, and I remember that. They started out in like testing phases and had to help.
Did we lose him?
Facebook was started by Stanford, maybe California. And
I thought it was Harvard.
Harvard? No, California. I thought somewhere.
I thought it was Harvard, Massachusetts.
Harvard.
Yeah.
Or MIT?
Whoa.
I think it's Harvard.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
I don't know what's going on.
I got
I'm just going to continue. I guess I got a call, I think, from you guys.
What? Really?
Oh, Jesus.
And I couldn't, nothing happened. So Google released a Gmail, and continuing where we left off, talking about 2004. And let's see. Oh,
I didn't talk about the EM drive either.
The first time where you could get Ubuntu on a computer. No call like that.
Oh, it's probably
everything call like is. Oh wait, maybe it was just Ubuntu. I thought there was something else here I had for Carl. Maybe I'll get to it in a second. In New Zealand and Ireland, they banned all smoking in public places, even bars, both of them kind of simultaneously, and then also Massachusetts approves gay marriage, which is good. And there's a lot of news about like bombings and beheadings and terrorism kind of just throughout, like spaced out through the year, so that's kind of bad. But then, in probably response to that, the U.S. goes into an assault in Fallujah, and it's in Iraq, and they ended up taking over and controlling Fallujah.
Everything but
Dimebag Darrell is killed by a deranged fan, and that's it. That's all the basic movie stuff. So here's like pop culture movies, TV, and video games. This is the year that the Nintendo DS came out.
You guys tied.
It's also the year that Doom 3, Half-Life 2, and Counter-Strike Source came out. Then it kind of like changed a lot about the first-person shooter genre. The Xbox, I think, must have come out last year or something like that, because Halo 2 came out and Burnout 3, which both of those are like serious, like those games are really good. We still got those there in the studio. Can play those. And people were still playing EverQuest, one of the really online RPGs, spending way too much time and money doing that. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out that year and that was popular too. So those are video games. In movies, I really didn't like many of the movies that were out in 2004, but I think there's just a huge amount.
Mr. Ginsu? George. Yeah, had to hang up on us because he was tired.
Do you want me to rewind it?
Nighttime.
A party down in San Francisco. Check it out, 11:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. on Channel 22.
Luke's in San Francisco this time last year?
We're tired.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Bye-bye.
Wow, okay. Yeah, alright, let's get
I actually came up with a list that is not terrible movies, but there's a lot of bad movies. These are like the movies that I thought were worth writing down out of like so many movies that came out in 2004. There was The Incredibles, The Passion of the Christ, by, 50 First Dates, Shaun of the Dead, Mean Girls, which is good. Garfield. Oh, this one's either for Zangopterist. Garfield the movie and Shrek 2 came out in 2004, so that's pretty exciting for him. And Aliens vs. Predator and Saw, both three were kind of a halo for those scary movies. Princess Diaries, Team America, World Police, and then Primer, which is a great time travel movie. Okay. In TV, this is actually part of history stuff too. We got like Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl, and then Friends, Sex and the City, and Frasier all in 2004. Meanwhile,
we got timed out. Viewers, drink water, everybody.
Drink water.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do when I get home.
Coming up in the next episode of the program, the phones are messed up.
Hi.
Phones are always messed up. It's the nature of life. Getting messed up.
Yeah.
Getting broken.
Overcoming failures. We did it. We overcome failures today.
Accepting that you make mistakes every day, maybe even every minute.
Even in politics,
and
when other people vote for you,
God doesn't get
against
mad.
your interests.
God loves.
Anyway, tune in to 11:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. State and Capital, come on by. 109 State Avenue. What is that?
Thank you. Have a good night. Good day.